Hey ITC Extreme, how's it going? Alright. Hello Moschino from Italy. Uh, yep, that one's a bit dead. This one's a bit dead. Hmm. Looks like everybody's working this morning. Oh, you've got... What are you? Cracking the screen. Marvellous. Hey Leslie, how's things over in Scotland? Come on, charge up. You can do it. Nothing. Yes, no, yes, no. Yuck, all over the place. Well, g'day Ray. Well, what we've got going on here anyway this morning, well, for you guys, and this evening for me, although in about 20 minutes it will be morning. I've got these two Samsung Galaxy Tab 3s. They were handed in to me today by a customer. They're actually giving me this one because it has the charge port's completely chewed out, and so they weren't really keen on the repair cost. Windy. I suppose it's always windy in Scotland most of the time anyway. Handy parts. What extension does Open Board View read? Handy parts, it's not so much the extension. I mean, you can use any extension, but the formats it reads. There's the trouble is there's like 5 or 6 different BRD extension file formats. ASUS's FZ we read. We also, you can read the BV files after they've been converted. There's a bunch of different ones, and there's like one we call BRD2. I can't think off the top of my head exactly what they are. The trouble with the .brd extension is that it's used by so many different other file formats, like Eagle uses .brd as well, and we don't read that, although I will be adding that at some point. Sun is out in Scotland. Oh well, that's good. Oh hello, I've actually got a bit of a partial boot here. Okay, it's not a boot, it's that coming up. I'll be happy if that just works. Maybe they've got a broken... maybe they've got a broken charger. That would make my night. And then I can just keep this one to repair for myself. Maybe the battery's weak in this one. So I'm only charging it 400 about 450 milliamp rate. It's not really as much as I would expect out of a tablet like that. Oh well. Well, we'll put this one to the side and give it a bit of time to sort itself out. It could be just a weak battery. It's dropped down to 260 now. Something weird's going on there. Hey Spencer, handy parts. What with the file names, because as far as I know, almost every BRD file for MacBook repairs should be read by Open Board View. The only thing I can possibly think of is maybe there is a UTF-8 character in the file name. Just make sure that the file name is just like plain ASCII characters. Try something like, just rename it to mac.brd and see what comes up. Alright, has anyone ever pulled one of these before apart? Because I haven't. So I'm guessing they're going to be like the phones where I've taken the back shell off, which incidentally is glued all over there. Bloody bastards. And hilariously, when I went and had a look at the iFixit website, because I do use that a fair bit to see what other people have encountered, they make no mention of the glue. They just say, get your spudger and stick it in there, and then go, and it will come off easily. A lying sack of crap. It didn't. It's all glue everywhere, and I probably broke off a good portion of these little nipples. So definitely not an easy pull off. Okay, so let's see. Well, we'll go for the battery first. So this could be a complete disaster, and that's still charging at 260. I wonder if the battery is just really weak in it. I'll do my experimenting on this one first. This can be my victim. Who knows, maybe we'll be fortunate and this one will have a working battery, in which case I can migrate it to the other one and then buy myself a new battery for this one. I need a magnetic pad. Or do I? No, I don't. But I do need a magnetic screwdriver. I do have a magnetizer. It's on the other side of the workshop and I don't really care to get up to get it. Too lazy. Hey Keith, in the process of changing a PMIC myself. If it's the T210, yes, I actually do believe it is the T210. Yep, it is. So you're going to tell me it's the PMIC issue? In which case I will send it over to you and you can do it. Hey Greg. So is everybody just waking up, or have I got... Well, obviously Leslie's it's end of the day almost for you guys over there. It'll be approaching 5 PM, I guess. And same for you, Spencer. Alright, what dirty trick have you got holding this thing down? There is no dirty trick. It's just random bit of adhesion. No, this one didn't power up at all, but this one here is, well, I shouldn't say it's powering up, it's taking charge at about 260 milliamp rate. It did get to 400 at one point, and it showed me up the battery logo, but that was it. So that's as good as I get. So I was going to leave it sit by. I thought maybe if the battery was really flat, it might be in the slow charge trickle mode. 245. Oh, okay. It's 8:40 in the morning. Great White North in CT. 2:45 in the afternoon. No, okay. Hey, MacVision. So Keith, do your T210s all have glued down back panels? Because this one did. And I almost butchered up the GPS antenna by the looks of it. Okay, so fortunately this one is mine. basically. So if I destroy it, no huge loss, other than the fact that it would be nice to it would be nice to have a tablet that isn't just a $30 knockoff. I should check the voltage on this pack. So it seems like we've got everybody doing Galaxy tabs at the moment. ITM2, Keith is also doing a T210. Okay, let's have a look. Oh wow, you're flat. I mean, you're so flat you don't even register. Not even close. I'd be very surprised this thing even... How often do you get a battery pack that's actually at 0.000? I'm wondering whether that's actually just disabled as opposed to legitimately flat. Let's see, what do we got? What sort of... I feel tempted to pull a black and a red out and charge it manually. Mine with the PMIC issue is taking about 0.4 amp, varying. Charge battery with LiFo charge to get it on, reboots after a few minutes. No glue on the back of yours. Oh, okay. Yeah, because this one definitely has... I don't know if it's going to show up or not, but you can sort of see the remnants of the glue up here. It was tough stuff. It really did not want to come off. Yeah, Spencer, that's what I'm wondering, is whether the protection circuitry is kicked in. Fortunately, I do have some good old model aircraft lithium battery chargers. And these are 3.7, so if I pluck out... I wonder if I can do it from in here. Anyway, well, this one has to come out anyway because I've got to change the port on it. So this will be an exercise in getting that exterior shell out off. ITM2 I really don't know yet, I haven't even got that far. I'm jerry-rigging a stand for my USB microscope using a laser slide out of an old CD-ROM motor. Those things are quite useful, those CD-ROM motor drives, a worm drive on them. I see they get used a lot for little miniature laser engravers now. Okay. Hey Mike. Alright, Keith and I too, do you just go at this perimeter with the spudger between, like with the normal phones? So you go between that bead up there. I'd love to know what this yellow junk is. I don't like the look of that. Yeah, Mike, I've got one that needs a new power port, that's this one. And the other one has a power port, but it's misbehaving. I'll wait. Let's see. Split minimum between screen and Chrome, not between Chrome and back. Oh, I split mine between screen and Chrome, not between Chrome and back. Maybe that's where I went wrong. Tell you what, that is a very tight seam. Like if I run the spudger over, and this is a fine edge, it tends to roll off the edge rather than go into it. Gotta find a weak point. I use a blade normally. What sort of blade? Is it something like a X-Acto number 11. This thing, like I said, normally you put an edge onto a seam and you can feel a little bit of a give in it or something like that. There is nothing on this. I wonder if I can do it from internal. G'day, fixing things. Once I got started on one long side, we'll use a pick between the chrome. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much. This portion is glued. So I guess we'll see whether this portion is as well. I'm going to go for just here. Doesn't look critical. Says the man who's about to destroy a tablet. I'm not trying to actually get it off from this angle. I'm just trying to get something to bite into that seam, a bit of a gap. Alright, I gotta get a fresh blade. See what this thing's doing. I've got 62 milliamps into it now, milliamp hour rather. Coming up. We can see what happens to the current draw. Go between the glass and the frame from the front. I'll give it a shot. I'll just wait to see if this boots. I'll have a laugh if this is booting properly. Yeah, maybe it's just got a very weak battery and they'll need replacing. Yeah, I'm used to, say, with the Galaxy S4 phone, where you have to do that, split it on the chrome just below. It went back to the battery. I don't think this is holding enough charge. It works if it's in the same directory as the file, but if you have a board file and another directory, it comes up an error. Handy parts, I'm going to guess that you have a non-ASCII 7-bit character in your folder path. Some sort of omulet or fancy character. That's my guess. Alrighty, let's get ourselves a blade. Yeah, handy parts. What's your full path, like all the way from the C drive sort of thing, or root? Because I have a very strong feeling it's got some sort of non-US ASCII character in it. Because I debugged exactly the same sort of fault about a week ago, and that's what it ended up being, and I just haven't got around to sorting out how to fix that. Alright, hopefully we won't have catastrophic loss of blood if this goes wrong. These blades are getting pretty old now. I'd say I've had them almost, well, they're over 10 years old, put it that way. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, Craftwright Scraper Blade 100 pack, $10 from Bunnings. ITM2. Keep forgetting you're an Australian. We'll have to make use of your brains more often. Spencer, does this take you back? The old days of trying to split balsa wood. Tell you what, if that's a seam, it's a bloody good seam. Trying to keep my fingers well clear. The little effer isn't coming out. It's not like an S4. Hey, CryJ. Alright, let me have a look at what fixing things is. Oh, right, between the glass. Okay, like up here. Thanks, chaps. Surprised no one was screaming. Okay, that's far more realistic. No wonder that seam was bloody tight. I was going for the wrong way. Now this is where it's fun using these spudgers, is that I'm not going to actually use the metal one yet. I'll use the plastic, it can get in there. There we go. Thank you, chaps. Aha! We have a winner. Sort of. I'm a little bit paranoid because when I first got my hands on some tablets, I had a bit of a bad run with the glass shattering on me. To be fair, they were cheap and nasty nameless ones. Not that they're all like that. Some of the nameless ones are actually quite easy to get into. Yeah, CryJ, a lot of us modelers. I sort of still am. I just don't get to fly anymore. Don't design, don't fly, don't do anything. I just dream about it. I do want to get another helicopter. I know quadcopters are all the rage, but the thing that a quadcopter doesn't give you is the high risk of completely screwing everything up at the same level that a helicopter does. My void view went down this morning. Can you help me? Fix it yourself, fixing things. If you're being serious, then do tell me. Helis are coming back. Oh, that's good. Christos, I have found that really at the end of the day, it's just going to be a case of you have to cough up that big wad of money. I've just spent half a day on the Amscope website looking at exactly the same thing that you're looking at and trying to think if there is a way around. The only thing I can maybe suggest to you, Christos, is don't buy the stand. just buy the head and all the other things you need, and then find someone locally to fabricate a stand for you. Or just get one of the compact ones, the ones without the sliding offset stand. Get one of the compact ones and then find a local metal smith or whatever, and see if they can create something for you. Tell, well, tell fixing to pull the other way. Oh yeah, the gas turbine helicopters are quite impressive for modelling. I mean, just the fact that we even have uh, actual gas turbine engines in modelling is impressive. Because it's a lot harder at this scale. A lot of the physics doesn't apply the same. So to actually get a sustained burn is, yeah, quite a feat. Jesus, this thing's hard. That model have all sort of power problems. The controller chip do have short circuit happen. If it's not the charge port problem, it could be a difficult fix. Now, joy. Well, if it's a difficult fix, then I guess I'll end up with two of them. Okay, do not tell me that there isn't. No, there's not. I was afraid for a second there was a SD card still in there. That would have been a genuine newbie mistake. Hey, frickin' finally. Bloody hell. Hey, how'd that come off? Oh, yeah, just a contact. Alright. I should take photos of how to get this off better, because on the iFixit website, if you go to this model, this is all they show you how to take off. And looking now at what we've just done here, that's completely wrong. So I'll perhaps do a photo shoot of that, so that it's not misleading for the next poor chap that comes along and tries to do it. I've noticed that a bit lately on iFixit website, is that there's several guides there that are completely wrong or very misleading, that will result in you damaging your system. Let's see, what was it? There was a laptop I worked on the other week, and the iFixit website just said use much force will come off eventually, and they're technically correct. It will come off eventually, but only because you've broken it clean through. So anyway, I should have reported that one, but I didn't think to at the time. Alright, are there any particular quirks or secrets to getting this board out? Hidden boards, things like that? Or am I right to simply just keep unscrewing and she'll be right, mate? At least Samsung does have the decency to keep their screw sizes consistent. I think we're good. Did anyone answer? Nope. Alright, so we've got one very chewed out charge port. That looks about to be all that is wrong. Looks like I'll be ordering some more of those charge ports because I sure as hell don't have any like that. I2M2, are the charge ports available in Australia off like eBay or big computers, something like that? Those are the dangers of community input. I fix those. Yeah, I think it's perhaps they should have some sort of vetting process. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what drives people to submit the community type submissions. Do they get any money for it, or is it just a fame thing? Okay, I'm going to put this aside. Now that I know how to get into this, I am going to open up that other one and try a battery swap. I2M2, I have 50 of them. That doesn't help me right now, does it? Alright, so you can get them. Great. I'll put an order in for 2 or 3 tomorrow. I did get this today, finally. And if any of you have worked on iPhones before, you'll enjoy this little container of drugs. Okay. Now, one thing that I frequently find missing when I'm doing iPhone 5 repairs are these little bastards. Let's see. Those things. They hold the proximity face sensor sort of thing. So I bought myself 50 of them, and they also gave me 50 of the camera guides, which I don't really need. But that should stop a few problems. Because even if I conserve them myself, like take them out of the old broken phone, whatever, I still am running at a loss because some of them break, some of them aren't even there. Some of them previous techs have just left out, either because it was broken or because they were lazy bastards. Hey, fine. Pseudo fame, yeah, maybe. Alright, this is still keeps sitting at 200 or so. So let's pop this out and try a new battery in it. It is a convenient thing of having two. Now let me show you how you get these out of a tablet. Since I'm a professional now, I've done it once. Funnily enough, I know you guys said start from the mid zone down the side, but I'm finding these ones pop out easier from the corners. Oh man, there's more of that goop. What the frick is this goop? Did someone puke on this? Just gotta find that weak spot. I want to use my fingernails. It's better not have an SD, no SD. Actually, I2M2, if you've got all those 210s there, maybe you should do the fixing up of the iFixit page. Like if you go look up the T210 on the iFixit page, you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I saw. Actually, maybe I should just cut paste it. At least I'm pretty sure it was the two. Yep. Pics are so good, you can run. Yeah, I agree. I haven't got any pics at the moment. I used to get a lot of pics back when I was fixing iPods. God, I hate those things. And then when I stopped fixing the iPods, I had so many pics lying around, I just went on a bit of a rage fest and promptly tossed them all out. And guess who now needs pics? Me, yeah. I should just buy a bag of 100 or something like that. Can you use guitar picks? Just wasn't sure whether guitar picks might have been a bit too thick. Just finished replacing battery and glass panel on the iPad. Easy job. I cheat and I didn't even take the board out. Just unscrew it and ply the edge enough to get the battery connect from underneath. I take it it's a is it a clip-in battery, is it? Hey, I mean, why not if you can do that? You're probably saving further issues anyway. That's one thing, that's what I really hated about the iPod Touch 4. That was the only one I really did. The fact that if you want to change the screen, you have to basically prise that board up and rely on the fact that the circuit board is flexible, and then blindly reconnect the connector while wrapping that annoying copper foil back around the connector. Let's see. Fingernails better than guitar picks. Well, I do agree, except for when you slip and then you pull the flesh away from the underside of the nail. Yeah. Would an old set of feeler gauges work? They would, except for the fact that, well, they're conductive to start with. You can get plastic feeler gauges. I do have a set, just in case I ever have to fix a car that has adjustable tappets, which I don't think any do these days. Come on, come on. I did used to fix my own cars and motorbikes when I was younger, though I am glad I do not have to do that anymore. Interesting. Interesting. This one's got a serial number and everything on it, but this one does not. Can't see any puffing. Oh. Yeah, I'd say the biggest issue I have with feeler gauges, particularly if you're dealing with something like a lithium pack, is the very real risk of puncturing. I mean, these are quite good though, these are protected quite well. For electronics. So anyone watch Lewis Rossman's stream today? Poor guy couldn't get a break with all the failures. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. What are you stuck down for? They all have adjustable tappets, just that the ECU and some motors do it for you. And yeah, well, I mean, you get hydraulic lifters, so I guess that's what I mean. It's like, yeah, it's not the old lock, nut and screw system anymore. My first motorbike was one of those shim under bucket direct cam follower type configurations, and while it meant you only had to service about every 20,000 Ks, when you did have to service, my goodness, it was a pain in the butt. You had to take almost the whole top end off. And then one day I was just undoing the head bolts. Notice I said undoing, because I've got to take the two cams off. It's a single cylinder, 4 valves. And as I'm undoing the bolt, I hear clink, and then my spanner goes free. So the blooming bolt snapped in the head. So then and of course, motorbikes mainly transportation back then. Well, actually, it's not true. It was mainly motorised transportation. So I had to take the top of the engine off. Okay, we've got some charge going on here. We'll see what happens. 444, 109, 155, 110, 250, 110, 345. Okay, it's feeling its way around. We'll see what happens while I tell my boring story. So yeah, the head bolt snaps off. I was lucky enough I could still get the top half of the block off. I shouldn't call it a block because it's not really. And so I've got this 50 sort of kilo, actually it probably wasn't that much, more like 30 kilo chunk of greasy metal in my backpack, and I have to ride my bike 10k across town to take it to an engineering shop. And they go along, and about 3 days later they call me up and it's all fixed up, and they did a really nice job of it. They even polished the ports for me and everything. But geez, it's a long ride when you've got to go back to your old bicycle and you've got 30 kg of spiky wet metal in your back. Okay, we're up to 6:30 here, and we've just now come up to show the battery icon. So, fixing things. Don't really watch Lewis much anymore. Too busy watching you. So, oh dear. Oh, well, I do still enjoy watching Lewis. Always interesting things. And Jessa. And Jason. And Chris. And that's pretty much my circle limit for now. Okay, we're holding steady at about 560, 570 milliamp at the moment. Aussie, it's the only bad thing. Well, I can't help it, Spencer, if I'm one of your primal convicts from the motherland. And we're down to 380. Yeah, I was hoping that wouldn't happen. We'll wait and see. Yeah, Cryjo, it really was. I was surprised because, everybody back then in the late 80s, early 90s was like, polish your ports, man, you get like an extra horsepower of power or whatever. So yeah, but I don't think they did a grind out, but not much of a grind out anyway. But it certainly did make an improvement. Back up to 630. The fastest I ever got to ride on that motorbike was 160 k's an hour. The bike was called a Suzuki NZ for New Zealand 250. And it was a single cylinder, twin overhead cam, 4-valve, air cooled body, but it also had oil cooling on it, like if anyone knows the Suzuki Naklemiches, they had the SACS system, SACS or something like that. So I had that on it. So it was a really odd combination. It was like a little cafe racer with spoked wheels rather than solid mags. Yeah, I got up to 160 on it one day because I just ran through a summer storm, and it must have cooled down the engine enough that I could get that bit of extra power and cool down the surrounding air, and perhaps the moisture content, it prevented pre-detonation. So scary days. The frame was like the frame was flippin' flexible and everything. The engine was the stiffest member in it, which I suppose is why they used it as the primary stiffener. That's Suzuki NZ250. Oh, it's Japanese. Come on. Forbidden. Oh, lovely. Oh well. There we go. 3, no. Here we go. That's what it was. One of these things. So at least I had the front disc. There was a drum rear on it. I smashed that thing a few times, being an idiot. But I suppose that's what your first motorbike's for. That, or to find out whether you can actually stay alive on the road. Did you see Lewis's Apple rant last night? I got about 5 minutes into it and then I had other things to do, so I didn't get to see it finished. You may need an original charger for that Samsung tab for faster charging. Okay, I'm using a Lenovo 2 amp capable brick, but in fairness, I think my current tool here, I don't know if it actually gives me full charging rate. I've never bothered to care. It is a straight through, just plus minus port, but I've never seen anything more than about 1100 milliamp on that. Lewis is not happy about the 3 official repair centres. I'm not surprised. It's probably a bit of a bait and switch going on there somewhere. Leslie Monroe took 2 bikers a run in Larder River. When I was younger, they advised me to never ever get a motorbike. I think it was the Power Slide that did it. Yeah, they'll tend to scare people off. Yep. I do still enjoy watching the Isle of Man every year. I mean, it's about the only time of the year my butt cheeks get a genuine workout. They come out firm and perky. Because if anyone who has watched it, well, anyone who has watched it will understand why that happens. I like the new Triumphs as well. I don't ride. I like my limbs where they are. Yes, well, motorcycle riders are frequently referred to as organ donors, and I can understand that. I've had more than my fair share of very close calls, and one day you just sort of go, yeah, maybe I should give it up. And most of the time it's not even your own fault. Most of the time it's just traffic does not see you. Yeah, the TT this week, and then of course we've got the Le Mans 24 hour in a couple of weeks, so it's a good time of the year for sports, for motorsport. One thing I've been enjoying is the Australian, they just call them the Australian racing cars or something like that. But they use about a 1 litre motorcycle engine and the same gearbox and everything like that, and they've just shrunk down versions of real cars, the outer body, the shell. It's pretty comical to watch them. It makes good racing. I think at the high end of motorsports there's not enough entertaining racing anymore. It's all just too predictable. Not talking about Formula 1. Yeah. Oh, the old ZX9R. Which year was that one from? Did you get that when Tom Cruise was in Top Gun? What did he have? He had the ZX750, wasn't it? You're meeting with Big Doc Clive. Oh, well, that should be fun. I know of him, and I see he's got quite a number of subscribers, and he seems quite popular. I've just never watched his stuff. Let's see if this boots. Come on. Boot, 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 boot. Up. We've got a boot. So there's no speaker for some reason. Charging 1%. My guess would be if the battery in here was dying and these obviously been purchased around about the same time, it would probably be a prudent move for me to purchase a replacement battery new, put it in there, and then give it back to the customer, and they should be fine, and I get to keep mine, and I'll have so I have to get 2 batteries and 2 charge ports just in case I ever encounter another one of these. GPX, that's right, sorry. Hey Maurice. Christos, if you're into soldering micro USB ports, a lot buy some China, 300 pieces, different kind. I have seen that, Christos. Yeah, I was at one point considering buying one of those sort of mixed boxes of them, as you said. So probably should be something I buy simply because yeah, this is a fairly normal situation that happens here. I get random things dropped off by customers. This person brought in their laptop to be fixed up, and they said, "Oh, well, do you also do these?" And I said, "Look, I'll have a look at it for you." Seeing that the charge port was busted, I figured, well, that's going to be in my area for soldering repairs. Um, their laptop was a funny one. Strangely, someone had inadvertently, or deliberately, I doubt, probably inadvertently, changed it over to tablet mode as Windows 10. And if you go down to the bottom right hand corner and you bring up all the charms or whatever they call them, the little tiles, one of them says tablet mode. And if you click that, it's like your desktop goes to hell. Be right back, going to get a cuppa. Oh, I would love one, except it's 12:30 in the morning. Alright, well, I will put the screws in a baggie, and then I'm going to go and desolder that port off. There's my bag of baggies. Coffee stain by the looks of it. Either that or it's from being out in the shed for the last 8 years. So, these bags are what I use for packing my electronics for when I was manufacturing for model aircraft. And I closed that business back in 2012, and I had them for a few years prior to that, and I still have probably another 8 or 9 of these bags out there. So I have a horrible feeling that they will still be around when I am long dead. Okay. Just shut this down. Oh, why aren't you shutting down? Oh, power off. Okay. I had the same thing. A client did that except on their touch-based laptop. Got it out of tablet mode and applied Creators Update to it. Yep, same thing here, Greg. Yeah. I'm not even bothering trying to hold people off from the Creators Update. It's going to happen inevitably. I may as well manage it now while the machine is in the workshop. It doesn't take that long to download. And I know before everybody tells me I could set up a replicating server or whatever it is in here, but I've got so much internet, I've got unlimited internet capacity, and it's 28 megabit per second down, so it's no worry to me. Hey Castle. Alright, so we'll write on this one. Where is my pen? Oh, there it is, hidden behind the oversized screwdriver. We call this semi-working. (2017) 06 07 8. I missed a day somewhere. Alright, and we'll put it. What is this? T210? Yep. Sometimes I hold on to these simply so that I have a backup worst case scenario. Not working. Not charging. I should really say not holding charge, but oh well. Yeah, exactly, Greg. At least it's under your control because you know that if they get it, often what happens, so panic that while their machine's doing something, they actively force it to drown, as in forcibly turn it off, and yeah, it all goes to hell. Okay, I need a container for this. Where is my containers? Ah, g'day, Alan. Basically, the one unit we've just worked on, it simply has a old battery, so we're going to swap that out. And the other one has a chewed out charge port, so we're going to remove that. Unfortunately, I do not have replacements on hand, so that will have to be for another day, but we'll get it off tonight. Okay. There. There you can have both of the containers. I don't want those. Do not need that sort of stuff floating around here. Okay. I'll put the batteries in with them. I need to buy more of those containers. And they come with these inserts, which are quite nice. Oh, maybe somebody can help me. I've asked this before, but I'm going to ask again with an actual visual representation. Does anybody know where to get, come on, these? It's out of an iPhone 5C and the 5S. Those rubber hoods, boots, whatever you want to call them. I cannot find a supplier for them, and I'm constantly in need of them. Where did that come from? Oh. Yeah, that's right, Greg. It just these just nest in. So if you've got a sort of fairly flat device like a phone or a tablet, you put it in the bottom of the container, and then this sits on the top. So you've got all your screws and paraphernalia at the top. It's very useful. And they're cheap too. Even cheaper when I get them on half price sale. The local supermarket tends to, every couple of months, put that particular brand on half price, and pick up as many as I can at the time. They also make the large containers that you see me keep the laptops in. It's been a while since I've done some soldering on stream. T210. Did they have two of the same tablets with the same failure? They are the same tablet, but one has the smashed up charge port, the other one was okay, it just wouldn't hold charge. So when we swapped the battery over, we saw that the one with the good charge port simply needs a new battery, and the other one needs a new battery and a charge port. Fixing things for you? Yeah, proximity gasket. I'll go with that name. I have tried AliExpress and I've got water on me. Brilliant. Alright. I've tried Ali. I have searched for a good 15-20 minutes with all different sort of namings and have not had luck yet. Okay, what's the go here? Is I2M still around here, or Keith? I was going to say, do I need to try and take this metal shield off on the other side of the port, or does that stay on there? That's okay, CryJ. You can just send your complaints to YouTube, can't you? I get a feeling they're not going to come off. It looks like it's just... it'll have to be either glued on there or something, I'm not sure. Alright. What do I need? I need a shield of some sort. Blimey. Let me go open up a bag of iPhone shields. Yeah, Maurice, glad to see I'm not the only one. ITM2, how do you take it off? Is it just mechanically clipped on there? Or is it double-sided bonded or something? This is convenient for me. Like normally I have to just go through the dark on this, but now I've got experienced people right here helping out. Heat it up a bit. Okay, well that was going to be my next step, so that's good. Glad to see I'm on the right path. Holding it down is going to be a bit of a pinata. Double-sided tape? Right, thanks. It does make life a lot easier once you know what you're dealing with. Not putting a lot of pressure on that shield, just enough so I can get a bit of a lift. Okay, that's good. This is only at 200 degrees, so it's not going to be enough to cause trouble with that connector for the battery. So it's a little more resistant to heat than I thought. Thanks for that. You found him, Maurice. Alright. Oh, sorry, Maurice. You can either... oh, sorry, I will fix that up for you guys. Hey, Southern Micro Soldering. Yeah, post the URL now. Yeah, interesting. I am ordering a better device system. I'm getting one that Orbit 8, who is in my subscriptions I believe, has recommended. It's one of those high temperature plastic but heavily weighted type units. Interestingly, the solder isn't flooded all the way on this one. No. Okay, let's have a look. You watch, I'll order 100 of these and I maybe use 5 and then no one else will ever bring a iPhone into me. I'm just looking for a bunch of iPhone shields right now. They're staring at me. Photo sensor, okay, so it's not the full one, yeah. Yeah, the photo sensor ones I can find, no problem. Yeah. The proximity ones, not so much. Okay. Oh no, that one's right. Yeah, you got it. They've just, yeah, photoreceptor, it's the same thing. $88 a piece, holy crud. They're a little more expensive than I expected. Alright, I'll put that in my bookmarks. God help me if I lose that. Okay. There's got to be someone out there selling them in bulk, like 25 or 50. Well, but that's a good start. No, that's really good. I probably should Captain tape this shield on because it's going to fly away otherwise. Where's the Captain tape? It was here an hour ago and now it's on the other workbench. Yeah, they're not cheap, but I would say I'd probably buy about 10 of them, and then I'll be safe for the foreseeable future, I'd say. The other thing that often is missing on the iPhones, particularly the iPhone 5 in this case, is that little tiny spacer that sits behind the earpiece, underneath the earpiece. Let's see. That little thing. And it just stops you screwing down too tight on the earpiece and misaligning the contacts, and also helps stop you driving the screw through to the back of the paint on the phone itself. Okay. Did anyone see the scientific experiment done by Jessa the other week with Captain tape, seeing if it protects against heat as opposed to it just being complete bollocks? It was amusing that the results actually were different to what she was expecting. That's the joy of these doing tests. Oh, where the hell's the stop start? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Autosyn was the time. Okay, when I use Captain Tape, I don't believe that it's magically insulating the temperature away. I mean, as she said, if you put it on your finger and then have one side, put hot air on the other side, you'll burn. No worries there. But there is enough of a deflection of the air itself away from the part in question that it does just help it that little bit, keep it below the critical temperature. I mean, really, that's all you're trying to do. Okay, I can apply enough force on that, so that should be good. I don't want to apply a lot of force, but I do want just enough to get it to lift. And I'm going to go in at 400. I've got leaded solder in this actually, so 420, 39% air. So have to go to work a little more. I'll see you later. Okay, Maurice. Well, thank you for dropping it, and thank you very much for that link. That is certainly quite useful to me. I appreciate that. I probably should have gone for a larger nozzle on this one. ITM2, what size nozzle do you usually use? Still, if I can heat up the shield of the connector itself, it should pop up alright. Sorry I can't get a close-up on this. Soon we'll have the microscope. And I'm thinking of getting the 0.7 Barlow reduction lens. Most people get the 0.5, which gives you the 200mm working distance, but I think it's a little excessive. So I'm going to go for the 0.7, which should drop it down to about 150 working distance. But hopefully that should... Oh, you don't want to... This one's taking a while. Pay attention, Paul, pay attention. Maybe I should have reflowed the connector there. I don't think I'm going to go for them cooking it. Okay, 66 or 60. Try J, yeah, it's the right part. Alright, now we can hear it actually blowing like a maniac to it. There we go. Okay, that needed 460 and 66 air. Use the side bigger to cover it. Oh right, you were saying use the nozzle size to cover the lot. Yeah, I should have done that. I will do that next time. What have I got here? I've got... That looks about 9mm, 10mm. I probably should have used that. Next time. Use some flux. Well, it's coming. I mean, yes, it does help. I agree. She's off now. And I am going to need flux though to clean it up. Yeah, and unleaded is harder. What's Samsung's obsession with using these 10-pin, or how many goddamn pins there are on this thing? I mean, really, what's the point? I can understand a couple more for control lines for inserted or whatever, but yeah, they just sort of go way overboard. Let's see if we cooked anything under here. Everything looks intact. Yeah, I was thinking him to pre-soldering it with leaded, but I got lazy. You can go to that. My new wick should arrive tomorrow too, since I've pretty much run out of my goot wick. Yeah, I've got... That's all I've got left. One tiny little loop. Have a drink. I do prefer the brass wire cleaners, but I don't have one for this soldering iron at the moment. Alright. HD 2510 ESD Steinel ESD safe heat gun a lot. Is that like a paint stripper heat gun? A Wagyu, whatever they Wagner. Gootwick is the best wick according to Rossman. Well, it's actually Japanese too. Yes, Lewis and White. Important point here, if you're going to do soldering and things like that, when you go to solder, do always, and this is very important, do always make sure that your soldering station is actually on, like that, and it might work. There I was trying to solder and wonder why it wasn't going anywhere. I'm just going to clean this up a bit and that'll be it. Yeah, they are Japanese. Goot is Japanese. And my soldering station is also Japanese. It's also a Goot, I should say. It's a Goot RX 711 and I've had it for about a decade and it's done a lot of really good work for me. Okay. And someone needs Eric's extraction. I'll be ordering a improved extraction system soon. This one leaves a little bit to be desired. It's very much a hack job. Okay. Voltage. Okay. Sorry you guys can't see this. More I'm using those that's not drawing enough. Yeah, that's right, Spencer. You get what you pay for in most cases. You know, they try to still sell those USB microscopes here in Australia, the ones that Lewis Rossman pretty much destroyed their marketing. They still sell them for about $1,300 Australian here. For that money, I can get myself a complete, well, I am getting myself a complete Amscope set up. Surely that thing's got to be like a smooth brain test system or something. Alright, that's going to have to do for now. The wick isn't really suitable for the task. Alright. That can go in the bin. Alright. Well, I guess I'll just glue this back on. Even if I've damaged that GPS antenna, I'm not too upset. It's not really something I ever used. And yeah, I'll have to make an amendment to that iFixit page and tell them they're full of crap. Maybe I should do that. I should create an account there called Bustin' Chops, and all I do is go through and sort out these dodgy ones. Okay, you don't want to clip in. Why don't you want to clip in? Come on, you can clip in. Come on, you want to clip in. Clip in. Alright, you don't want to clip in. Fine. Fine. You're going to be an ugly tablet just because you're mine. Oh well. Alright, let's have a look at chat. I was wondering if your hands sweat wearing those gloves all day long. Strangely addicting live channel. Congratulations. Well, thank you very much, Steve. Yes, I generally cannot wear these gloves for anything more than about a 20-minute stint. Beyond that, it is truly and utterly disgusting on the inside, and I have to rip them off and get a new pair. I am going to order myself a box of those finger socks, or whatever the hell they call them. I know, like most people call them the condoms, but yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about, the little finger ones. So I'm going to try them because I figured they should work a lot better, particularly if I just do like my first 3 or maybe even first 2. Keep the fingerprints off a lot of the equipment and keep the scum off me. Alright. And yeah, we're done for today. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm glad that we managed to sort out that battery situation, and thank you very much to T210 and Keith and Fixing Things for guiding me on how to get that one off properly. Finger cots. Why do I forget that? Finger cots. Let me just see now. I'm going to immediately go and check and put into my let's see. There we go. Let's go to element 14. They'll probably have them at 10 times the price that normal people pay. There we go. Finger cots. There we go. Yep, that just looks like, yeah, I'm not going to say. 4 total stock globally. So a pack of 144, they're pretty cheap. Downside is they're global stock, so let's just go for that. Your request has what? I was not trying to hack you guys. Looks like they've only got 1 finger cuts, and it, oh my goodness. Okay, I know another store I can get them from locally in Australia, easy enough. Signet Supplies. Yeah, otherwise I'll just look at eBay. I mean, eBay's pretty much going to have everything. Let's see. Yeah, I don't doubt they would, Greg. I mean, these blue neoprene ones are quite nice, but as Steve was inquiring, they do get very, I sweat up within the first 5 minutes. I'm sweating in them, and it's very uncomfortable. Oh, look, disposable scalpels. Okay, the wrong side of my personality is coming out there. What a joke. Looks like eBay it's going to be. Yeah, unfortunately, CryJ, I don't have a large supermarket. I mean, we've got a Woolworths here, but it's a pretty abysmal Woolworths at that. I get these gloves from Woolworths. I buy them in packs of 100. Or is it 75? Oh yeah, the 75. These are the ones I'm getting. I usually wait till they're on special, half price or something like that. Okay, 100 pieces of finger. What are you guys? 117, 122. It's Australia only, please. Now we've got to make sure we get ones with a nice colour. So blue, black would be best. In a way, they remind me of pasta. Well, I imagine they wouldn't taste anything like pasta. We've got 250 disposable for $12.50. Yeah, Greg, our Woolworths is different to the UK Woolworths, but yeah. Because I know when I was living in South Africa, they had the UK Woolworths, and it was all very different to what I was used to. Alright, well, it looks like I got my options here. Ooh, that one looks ugly. black ones. Aha! Then we can look professional. I think it might help if I close some windows. Okay. So we got. So the only trouble here is you go through a fair number of them. So let's see, 200 for $12. Jeez, $20 all up for 200. All right. Oh look, you can get pink ones, and this is from a nail shop. Interesting. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, I'll just have to go and find them. It's not too bad right now because it is winter here, which means we're 20 odd, 25 during the day and 10 or so at night if we're nice and lucky. Not allergic to latex, so no need for nitrile. I find the nitrile tends to slip on easier. That's the only thing. Woolworths in UK all shut now, liquidated. Oh, okay. Oh. I hear they're still alive in South Africa, so I wonder if they just simply sold off that particular wing, or they just kept the naming rights or something like that. Alright. Okay, well that's solved, and I've got those stuff I want. Yeah, eBay is a crapshoot sometimes, sells a gouge for shipping, sometimes after they suck you in by a cheap price. Yeah, that happens a couple of times, and then you usually sort of wise up to it pretty quick. And yeah, I'll probably pick up 10 or so of these. 5 days left. Oh no, that's just for the discount. Yep. Something should be available for less from that brand. Just tell your missus after you've ordered them. Come to think of it, I know where I can get them probably tomorrow even, and that will be at the local chemist. Drugs. It's not even drugstore. No, just a chemist. And because they will have medical supplies such as bandages and things like that, and yeah, most likely they will have finger cuts. And usually if you can get it from a medical supply place for that sort of thing, they tend to be a bit cheaper. Alright, well, I think we're at the end of the run, so and it's good. I'm trying to plan for this sort of thing, 1 o'clock finish, and then by the time I've finished doing all my other business on the other machine in the administration office, it should be approaching 2 o'clock. I get to sleep, which means if I wake up at about 9:30, 10, I will have 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and customers won't turn up until 11, so all should be good. Pardon me. Alright. So, anyway, thank you everyone for being here, and thank you very much to those who helped me get this Samsung tablet open. I really appreciate that. I would have been going for that fake seam like the S4 series for a bit too long, either until I would have damaged that back casing, or I damaged myself and had a great big outflowing of raspberry juice. So I guess I'm not sure when I'll be back on, but who knows, could be tomorrow, or I need to do some edited videos soon. I'm just trying to think what I'm going to do. I might do that DD rescue one that someone was asking about the other night, because I know, well, the live streams are enjoyable. They don't have a lot of real use beyond the actual event, whereas the edited videos tend to be more useful for referencing back to later. So, alright, okay, take care everyone, and I'll see you next time.